On this New Year's Day, we here at Jeff Koinange Live would like to wish all our viewers a happy new year. And welcome to the very first JKLive of 2020. And a special one it is because on this show, we thought it best that before we dive into 2020, it is best that we looked at the news events that shaped 2019. The newsmakers, news stories that made news. Also, the other stories that made headlines and piqued our interest and made us want to see more, know more, demand more. We're going to begin with politics, the engine oil that seems to keep this nation going. And there was plenty of that in 2019. Sit back. Let's take a look back at the best of Jeff Koinange Live for 2019. Kibra.
You know, I have never told you something, and it has never come to pass.
This is true.
Yeah. And if you want me to tell you, I will tell you right now.
Go on. Are you switching off your phone because someone is calling you live?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh. Because before we didn't have telephones, we had no problems.
That is a highlight for sure. Okay. You have never predicted something that didn't come to pass,
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. Kibra. There's McDonald Mariga. Jubilee.
Yes.
There's ODM is the late Kenokos brother Imran. Right? Yes. Then there's Owalo.
Yes.
Okay, so 3-horse race basically.
Yeah.
Tell us.
By 10 a.m., Imran will be the MP for Kibra. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank. By 10 a.m., Imran would have taken it.
10 a.m.?
10 a.m.
You're lying.
I'm not ODM, I'm Kanu.
Mariga won't take it?
I'm telling you the truth. Do you want me to lie?
No.
I'm a just man of God, I don't lie.
With the dynamic duo, Super Senator Johnson Sakaja, who's unusually quiet in that first phase, but you know, it's okay. And
now I'm back. Now
you're back.
Now
and Senator Gutula Kilonzo Jr. from Makueni. My goodness, Sakaja was a little tongue-tied. Okasawa. By the way, before we go on to Punguza Mizigo, your party is not much better. Your leaders, who's your leader, by the way, or where is he? Sorry? He's fizzled out. He's nowhere. He's MIA.
I tell you. I mean, he's a special envoy. Special envoy is an ambassador, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So what are you saying? He's MIA. He's trying to bring peace to our neighbors.
To South Sudan.
South Sudan. He's not MIA. He has been given a special responsibility.
He must be very busy between South Sudan and Prezo.
No, not at all.
I raised an issue about the signatures. The same way I raised about Okwa Kenya. Jeff, today you might find your signature is there. Yeah. Did you sign?
No.
Because as I said, every political party has a copy of the voters register.
Right.
Now what prevents me from putting 20 young men in a room to just sign against names? Because the IEBC does not have your signatures. So the IEBC has no way to confirm that this signature is Jeff's. The only thing they can say is Jeff is a registered voter. So they've already given you the answer sheet, the marking scheme,
yes,
and then they tell you bring it back to us. In fact, I said for verification of signatures, the first thing that must be done is that the entire list of those who've signed or names be put at the polling stations or in the newspaper, be published. So what we see, I see whether my name is there, yet I didn't sign. Because IBC has no repository of signatures.
Right.
Number two, as you've said, and as Mutula said clearly, it has now become that it is Punguza versus BBI.
Yeah.
And in this country, sometimes we play around with such important things as constitutional amendment.
Yes.
A constitutional amendment must be about the people,
yes,
not about political intrigues. It's not about if you support so-and-so, the president and Raila Odinga, your BBI, and if you support the deputy president, your Punguza. That is nonsense. That is the emptiness of our politics.
So, imperfect conception, you know, everything is imperfect. The Constitution was not perfect. Why do we settle for mediocrity or imperfectness, if you will?
Who told you that BBI is mediocre? You are assuming from, your premise of your question is wrong. Because the premise of your question assumes that the BBI process...
You said it yourself, that imperfect conception.
Yeah, but that does not mean mediocre. Those are two different things. Imperfection and mediocrity are two different things.
No,
but wait a minute.
It's tomato.
I read this article.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an apology for.
It is an apology.
shortcomings of BPI.
You're apologizing,
It's a
Prof.
complete apology. I read it from.
You know, you guys are entitled to your opinion, and I respect it. But you are wrong.
Real quick, Nairobi has no deputy, Nairobi County. The county speaker is under siege. MCAs don't want her in the building. What happens now?
I mean, we can go for elections. I may stand. Will you?
Wow. Wow.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think. There can't be vacuum.
Correct.
If Sonko is excluded from, office, and there's no deputy, the speaker, I think, acts for 6 months, and then after that, there's an election.
Give me time to explain.
But I'm just saying she's not here. She's not here to defend herself.
I told you, you could have called her. Oh, when she comes back from Canada, call
You're
her.
not
Then
gonna call her.
You know, she's a woman. I don't want to use. Sitaki kutumia lugha mbaya.
Well,
So give me time to explain.
but let me ask you this, Governor.
I will not allow you to ask another question before I answer that one. Never.
Governor, I understand what you're saying.
I will never allow you
but
to
I get
ask-
your point.
Let me explain.
If she was
I want
watching
women
now,
to understand
come
me.
on, watch now.
No, yes, she's watching, and also you have the right of calling her here.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ni vile tu alifanya. Alinitukana, akaniita corrupt, nikapewa podium and I respond. Call both of us here with my documents tuendelee. But for now, because you have asked a question,
Yes.
I must respond before you ask another question. And I will not allow you to ask any other question. I'm the governor of Nairobi. This citizen is in Nairobi. Na sijaangalia license kama mnalipa kwanza ama nifunge station sahihi. So wacha tuende pole pole. Even now you are making my points to evaporate. You want me to divert my attention from the real issues.
Okay.
So don't provoke me.
No. Governor,
Okay.
hold on.
Okay,
let me ask you this.
We are on Pasaris.
No, forget Pasaris.
I'll not leave you to control this
Hold
show.
on.
You will never do it yourself. You are dealing with Sonko.
I know.
Not Deputy President.
Governor Mwenyewe.
Yes.
But let me ask you this, Governor.
Yes.
You mentioned Dandora a moment ago.
Don't- I'll not allow you to go to Dandora. Let's go back to Pasaris. Let's go back to the system. No.
Bros.
No, my friend.
We'll go to Pasaris in a moment.
Okay, let's
but
deal with the
I
system.
like your development record.
No. Yeah, we want leaders who respect families.
This one's a little hot. It's too hot. What be fire extinguisher? What be fire extinguisher?
Can I do it for you?
Where Fanya? Where Fanya? This is too hot, Governor. This is too hot. Poliza. Finya hapa, finya. Due to standards and quality control here at Royal Media Services, Governor, looks like we can't continue this interview.
Yeah, because we are one-sided.
Because of editorial control and quality standards, we can't continue this interview. Is that you said the handshake deal had been preconceived?
It was preconceived.
No,
let me explain to you. No, let me explain to you because I only use facts and logic, not emotion. And when you filter these facts, it points to that direction. Number one, Raila did not want to come to the swearing in and only came at 3 o'clock when I had been left with the million people at the park and they feared I would take the people to a direction they would not be able to control. So they come to the park, and I'll tell you, no arrangements had been made even though we had said we were going to do the swearing in there.
It looks very confusing.
They didn't bring chairs, they didn't bring the platform, they didn't bring the emblem, they didn't bring anything. In fact, if I had not brought the oath itself, if I had not brought my seal, even a pen, he would not have been sworn in. And as we were sitting, a Bible I had chosen and had been kept at his house in Karen was not brought. Because remember, I had sworn him in 2 days before. I was supposed to swear him in the same day with the same Bible, with the same pen. Because Jimmy Wanjigi had bought a pen he told me was worth $2,500 All right?
Yeah.
So he said that was the pen we were supposed to use. It wasn't there, which means they were not ready for it. So anyway, they come.
And there was no speech, by the way.
Yes, and I had drafted a speech that he told me to share with Dennis Onyango and Winnie, the daughter, so that they could print it, format it and print it. He never read the speech.
No.
The speech would have given the youth particularly a way forward.
Wow. Politics. Some people call it the mother's milk that keeps this nation going. But there were other stories that made headlines. And yes, a bit of comedy. Some funny people passed through the bench in 2019 and kept us laughing as a nation. Check them out right now on this special edition of New Year's Day, Jeff Koinange Live.
I think it's a good thing he did. Sparked proper conversations and debates, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. Your thoughts.
My thoughts on Kaka's action?
Yes. And if this is a Bobby Wine moment.
It definitely is. And it's a trigger to a larger conversation.
Yeah?
Yeah, first of all, I'm extremely happy that a musician has opened this kind of warmth in this country.
But you did the same with Tujiangalie. You guys did the same. You and
tried. But I don't think I went as raw as Kaka went. You know, Kaka went raw. He went hard. And he took a risk. And with great risk comes great return. The return here now is like, what's the follow-up, you know? I want to know, like, what does he plan?
Yeah.
How does he need the rest of us to plug in? Yeah.
Good point. Eric, first of all, Bobby Wine moment?
Completely. In the sense that Kaka is putting words and lyrics and melody to what everyone is thinking.
Yes.
He has not said anything that we're not already thinking, right? And I just want to take my hat off to Kaka. Kaka, you're the man, you know. We are gonna follow in Kaka's footsteps, you know. The revolution had begun. This is fanning the flames.
Remember what Gil Scott-Heron said? The revolution will not be televised.
Yes, but this one will be. We've got you.
It will be socialized
Okay,
as well.
Eric, 20 years ago, plus minus, you did the same thing, and I feared for you, by the way. Back then, Arab Moi's regime, you did Inchia Kitu Kidogo. And that was risky then, man. That was risky.
It was, but I mean, like for example, there's a day that we played the song when the late Saitoti was the vice president.
Yeah.
And the officials tried to stop us, right? But the audience already knew the song and they started to sing along. I was quite intimidated. You know, everyone asks, are you scared or not? Of course we're scared, you know. But there we were on stage and these officials are trying to stop us, right? But I turned back and my choreographer was asking the dancers who were with me on stage, dance hard, dance hard. So what happened at that moment is that you get all this encouragement from the people who are with you and the audience that already knows the song. And this is what's gonna happen with what Kaka has begun, right? It's completely unsilenceable.
Wow.
The bus has left.
The station.
It's gone.
So
we're
either get on it or run after it, or it's gonna run you over.
Get run over. There you go.
Okay. Wow. Okay, hold on. There's someone who wasn't very happy with the lyrics or the
like not being given a service in this country, going to a government office and someone hapo amekufuria tu is a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? So this new generation, this current generation, us guys now, we need to stand up and seek excellence. Be Eliud Kipchoge's in everything you're doing. If you're an accountant, be an Eliud Kipchoge accountant. You know, if you're a singer, be the Eliud Kipchoge of singers. Be the Eric Koinange of football. You know, be the best. Seek excellence.
But for now, Eric, we're satisfied with mediocrity.
Yes, we are.
Right?
We are. Every conversation is continuing. And I mean, I've got a couple of ideas for some songs I could sing for you right now. If you
Go
want.
on.
Clean up the jails, Jubilee. That's where you're going. Clean up the jails, Jubilee. That's where you're going. Clean up the jails, Jubilee. That's where you're going. Make them good. Make them good. You're going home. You know,
KJ, if KJ was here.
By the way,
KJ,
speaking of KJ, he's just messaged.
Yeah, what's up?
There's two things I need from you guys, okay? KJ, wherever you're watching from.
Yeah, while you're getting KJ, let me say hi to
I have him. He says, I can't believe I'll be missing the show tonight. All my adult life, Mweshimiwa says, I have worked with some of the most brilliant creators in Kenya and beyond, but I am yet to meet more naturally gifted, insightful, crazy, and wickedly creative minds like these two. KJ.
KJ ana make tunaanza kublush.
Yeah. Okay, and then Tony, special message for you from KJ. Let Tony narrate to you how he negotiated us out of trouble in Long Island, in New York, from the state trooper, and you did it in Gikuyu after you were pulled over for speeding. Okay, let's hear it.
Unajua KJ, US Embassy, he's your no, Trump, you are not there. Hata Obama, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. KJ, kwenda huko. Okay, this is what happened. How we used to move around. There's a time I was doing a 74 miles.
Ne TV tole. Ne TV inde.
So
ne TV inde ntora akora. No, M-Pesa tikango tomere wacha nikutumie saa kutoa
so this was the first time that we entered US. With the time we went with our boxes and we didn't know US.
And you rented your own vehicle?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got one of our guys in US to help rent our own vehicles. Yeah. So the guys could not take off time.
Right.
So here we are driving. So at night I used to be called the senior citizen by them. I used to be the headmaster. I used to give them pocket money.
The guy had some little kakipochi like Sonkos, eh? You know that thing that the governor Sonko is putting here? Yake, of course, yake ikuwa na gold.
In the US here, unambia you present the presidency. Behave.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Uru angalia mtu. So I'm stopped by whatever, by
state trooper,
by a state
with
trooper.
lights and everything.
They call them disco lights.
Yes.
So I'm stopped. It's around 3:30 a.m. Stopped. These guys are sleeping. Nyambane ako hapa melala. Keja ako hapa. American left hand drive. Hapo, ako hapo. Me I'm driving.
Hiyo ni right.
So I'm
Hiyo ni right umesi.
In left hand drive. Si wewe ulikuwa melala hapa.
Vile umeshika inakaa right. Ndio story hivi.
Shika vizuri.
Okay, kio ilikuwa mkono ilikuwa hapa kama ya matatu ya driver. All matatu drivers you understand, eh? Yeah. So I'm talking Kenya.
Samosa.
So the first rule in America, si hapa Kenya mnaepa. The first rule in America, don't dare remove your hands from there.
Yes.
You're threatening an officer. Kweli wango?
Correct.
Hata umekuwa CNN unajua hii maneno wewe. You have reported many people.
Kazi yangu nyabio sinoari ametembea America. Wacha kusema.
So now this state trooper comes, eh? This state trooper comes, eh? Me and Fizi, I'm trying to ask for help from these guys.
We are asleep.
Huyu amengorota, huyu amengorota, huyu makeup amengorota.
Go
on. So, no, kaa pande.
Oh yeah, left hand drive, left hand drive.
Your story complete.
Yeah. So here so this state trooper comes here.
Yeah.
Then he says, excuse me sir, may I see your driving license please? Nikajua hapa kujiokoa my friend. Me I don't know you America yenyu. You know 2 words.
Kulala inaonekana kwa TV.
So anyway, I know 2 words.
Yeah.
I only need welcome, thank you. Mimi ni mtu nimetoka America, mimi ni nugu. You know, some of them see us as monkeys, eh?
Correct.
So me behave that monkey.
So he's telling you, sir, can I see your license and registration?
And plus, you know, he holds a gun, you know, the gun in America, sir. Yeah. Ask me, sir. Ask me. No.
Yes.
Ask me.
Sir, license and registration.
License and registration.
Welcome, thank you.
License and registration, please.
Thank you, welcome. Unajua unageuza kama chapo.
And you know, the more these guys sounded like that, the more cops.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. License and registration, please.
Thank you, welcome.
Back up.
3 a.m. So
3 a.m.
Then these guys heard, these guys, eh? And Kiji has woken up, he's laughing. What is laughing? But when they are asleep.
Yes.
There was more comedy on the road than on the nini. Yeah. So me, I removed my international driving license from here, passport, kila kitu. Si hatuko tumeiba. Shika kitu. Welcome, thank you.
Alafu unajua state to license zao ni kadi.
Yes.
Sasa huyu mzee anatoa license na kaka Bible.
No, ni kama ile kadi ya maziwa ya huko. No, ile kadi kubwa ya maziwa ya.
Sasa imefungua.
By the way,
imefungua. Imefunguka mpaka hivi, imefungua mpaka hii side.
Yes. 150 countries. Sasa kamzuka kapigia kanamulika na torch.
Akaiweka kwa bonnet ndio ione.
Na torch akaona hii mtu anapeleka wapi. Sasa our makeup lady.
Did he ask you where you from?
Even our accent, sio kama yako. Welcome, thank you. Hii akiabu hapa lari hii. Welcome, thank you, welcome. Sasa hii hata hii sauti, hii ni nugu ya Afrika hii.
Huyu.
Lakini mimi nakaza bana. You want to be deported?
No.
Kaza. Na smile. Get out of the car. Out of the car. Welcome, thank you. Kanifungulia, kaona kama nimelaza leo nikatembea, kaona huyu mtu. Hizi ndio manugu zinapeleka over 150 countries.
Tony bado anaambiwa walk zigzag IC.
Thank you, welcome.
Nini mko kwa gari?
Tumekaza.
Unakaza
kwa gari.
The first year.
As you know, let me now hapa ndio hapa tunafungua. Wacha tuseme ukweli. Wacha tufungue roho.
I know where I said
tunamaliza saa 6.
Now the cop decided to ask, akaona hii welcome, thank you, welcome.
Yes.
Decided to mulika ndani ya torch. Does anybody else speak English here? Nyamba nilikuwa nangoja. Tukavoina maana hakika it's all right. Akaja welcome, thank you, anajua hii kile. Hii it's all right.
KJ, na KJ.
Kitu kama ngorota kajui kanjezi. Akusaidia.
Wacha tu niwaambie ukweli. You know when the guy came, does anyone speak English?
Yeah.
Sasa nikaona hiyo ni opportunity. Sasa hapo wacha ukizi toke.
Bas.
Takobo English me.
No, English.
Temu. Arafu temu. English speak.
No, ulisema takobo ineva nanga lakini hata uliza keje, pigia keje. Akuongea hiyo unaiunda saa hii. Kaona then akakuja now finally so tulikuwa mengia vizuri and the US has a very good system of checking out how you came in
and he could see it on his computer.
On his computer in his car. Then he came and told me now these guys are innocent. It's not that they don't know. So he told me back driver's seat says thank you, welcome. Okay, hold tight, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, welcome. Ananpunga. Then I was pointing here because it was 74 or 60. It's going to be beyond here, sir. No. Welcome, thank you. Here, okay. Thank you, welcome.
No ticket and no
warning ticket. I was given.
Oh, Lipatia.
Lipatia.
Oh, okay.
Now I look at PO Box 201. Upland Liburu.
We're still waiting for that ticket. Yeah, it's possible. We're still waiting.
Is JKL with Jeff Koinange.
Welcome to Citizen TV. My name is Jeff Koinange. Remember the tweeting at Koinange Jeff. Kenya hashtag is always JKLive. And JKLive begins right now. Tonight on JKLive.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Joseph Ngare Ndegwa.
Yeah.
Do that again. Start tweeting at Koinange Jeff.
Kenya hashtag is always
JKLive.
And JKLive begins
right now.
Tonight on JKLive.
Okay, Joseph, take it away.
Yeah. Now, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga has met together with a handshake. The big question today, why Kalonzo and Mudavadi are sad? That is the big question today. Remember retweeting
at Koinange Jeff.
Kenya hashtag
JKLive.
And JKLive begins.
Takes a break. No, takes a break. We'll be back.
Takes a break.
We'll be back.
In the moment.
Keep tweeting.
At Koinange Jeff.
At Citizen TV Kenya.
Hashtag is always
JKLive.
And JKLive begins.
No, takes a break.
Takes a break. Coming up.
Funny guys and funny moments indeed in 2019. Now, Jeff Koinange Live takes a break, and when we come back, there was some presidential moments on Jeff Koinange Live on the road, and also interviews with captains of industry. Stay with us. Our New Year's Day special takes a break. We'll be back. And welcome back to a special New Year's edition of Jeff Koinange Live right here at Citizen Television. Now, JKLive back in 2019 had some high-level interviews with presidents, high-level officials, captains of industry. Let's take a look at some of those moments that touched us in 2019.
The greatest lesson you learned on the field that now you're applying in government. What is it? What was that?
Well, I learned three things on the field: teamwork, hard work, respect. Because when you have respect for yourself, you have respect for your colleagues, they in turn help you to succeed. And of course, I was working hard every day. I wanted to be the best runner. I want to be the fastest man. And if I get 2 hours training, I ask the coach if I can do extra. So it was very difficult. But at the end of the day, if you want to succeed, you got to push forward.
MJ, look, you're the board chair of KQ. For a company that keeps declaring losses every quarter, we're talking billions in losses. And then we're always being compared with Ethiopia, which is 100% government owned. Is it frustrating? There's some parts of it doing really well, of KQ, other parts terrible. Is that frustrating?
It's very frustrating, particularly as you know, when I came on board, when Sebastian came on board, we inherited many of these issues. The legacy of the aircraft, the interest rate that we had, the 777s that we bought and then leased out to Turkish. All of these are legacy issues that we have to face with, which are not easy to get rid of and not easy to resolve the problems, not easy to take, to reduce the debt, to find better ways to become more profitable. From an operating point of view, I think we're doing quite well. But at the bottom line, we will not do very well. We will continue to struggle until the government and the ministry and everybody takes actions, understand that for us to compete on a level playing field with our competitors, we need to have the same structure that they have, the same financial benefits they have. Otherwise, they continue to eat our lunch.
Sebastian, before the break, you said, where you can get the $450 million that Michael needs?
You get them by putting all the assets together, not competing, but by working together. This money are here. This money comes to Kenya. If you follow the dollar, what happens is that when a plane lands, a foreign plane, money goes to KAA. It's refueled by an external refuel, and it's handled by one of our competitors. We don't see any money coming. So you have a passenger who came, but the money went completely somewhere else. Actually, if you put all these assets together, which all the countries around us, you have all this money in one pot. It doesn't mean, again, because I know the questions that will be asked, that I want to jump on the bank account of Jomo Kenyatta and swoop the money that is there and put it in KQ. But I want to have a system, and this is what we recommend, where each passenger that lands reinforce Kenyan aviation system, not only KQ, and we are an essential part. But I cannot do without Jomo Kenyatta, they cannot do without me. We are the only carrier interested in growing the hub. The only one. Everybody is interested just picking the passenger and sending it to its own hub. So, of course, if Michael fixes $450 million of cash, then I'll beg to stay.
Thanks for dragging you out here on Professor Wangari's bench.
That makes it a little warmer, yes.
Okay. All right, Dr. Look, were you surprised, were you shocked that after being endorsed by the African Union, overwhelmingly, I think it was 37 votes to 13, something like that, Djibouti would turn around and say, hey, we're going to go for this?
We were a bit surprised because the reason we went for the vote was really to make a final determination on who would be the African candidate in line with our rules and procedures. We have, as Africa, always determined a candidate that represents the entire of the African continent. And between Djibouti and us, we had agreed that having consulted and failed to come to a consensus for 19 months, it was time to let the union help us with a final determination. So this was an agreement between us, and so we were a little surprised. But having said that, it still behooves a country to make a determination on whether it wishes to serve.
Having said that, you don't seem very worried then?
Well, the 193 members will now have to decide. But we hope that before we get there, that the African position will prevail.
Great sound bites from some great Africans. Now, Jeff Koinange Live also had some touching moments. Guests that kept us glued to our screens. Guests that even made us cry.
Jeff who?
Really? Really? Is that funny?
Jeff.
Oh no. Did you get a close-up of that? Oh, okay, here we go. My next question was,
Yeah.
you've all been talking about your mothers.
Yes. My mom.
None of you are talking about your fathers. Eliane, you first.
Okay.
You
so-
met him for the first time last year.
Yeah.
Why?
Like
How?
not last year, but 2017.
Okay, go on.
So I met him in 2017.
You'd never met him before?
I've never, until he left us.
Go on.
So he left us, and then because he chose like Kenya is not a good place to live in, and then now he's really forbidding what he said. So he's planning to. He's getting us tickets every December for us to visit him. Like so, the first time I was very excited. So yeah, and then went well. I did not like the first impression of my cat. Did not. Scratched me. Don't know what to say. No. So sad.
Wendy?
Yes.
About your dad?
Mine is a very long story.
No, I don't want the long story. Just cut it short.
Okay. So my dad left me when I was 3 years old. And then back then we were living in Mathare, and not really like Mathare A4. And then it was really tough with my mom alone. Back then she didn't have a job. She just left us. But I believe and I thank God that I'm safe right now. At least my mom.
Have you ever seen him since?
Not
No,
really.
you never.
And he doesn't even know like which school did I go to. He don't know. Am I in high school?
Yeah. Oh, are you? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right, baby. It's all right. Wendy, would you want him to get in touch with you if he was watching you now?
Yeah, because he's my dad. I've never had a male figure in my life. So yeah.
You would?
Yes.
Would you want him to see you perform?
Yes, he's my dad. No matter what happened, it happened. That's the past. And I believe now he has changed. And
If he's watching you now, do you forgive him? Do you forgive him for abandoning you?
yes, Dad, I forgive you. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're watching. But please just come back home. I miss you.
Layla, what about you?
Now, everyone is doing a sad version of this.
Yeah.
Now, let me spice it up.
Okay, spice it up.
So, guys, when our dad left us, don't think of the negative side, think of the positive side. Like me now, I can bravely say that I am the head of the family now.
You, at 14?
Yeah.
Has your dad ever seen you perform?
No, I don't. Maybe, but I don't.
But you don't know?
Yeah.
You don't know?
For me, I forgive him a long time ago, and I wish him the best of luck where he is. Me, I just want to say that being God sometimes does not bless you by giving you. He takes away too, in order to harden your heart.
Come here, little girls. Group hug.
Yeah.
Would you want him to come and watch you perform?
I'm okay.
You're cool with it?
I'm cool.
Do you have sisters and brothers?
I only have one brother.
Older or younger?
Hi, he's old.
Older.
Yeah.
How about Wendy?
I don't have a sister, I don't have a brother. Just me and my mom.
Same. I don't have any brother or sister. That's why I play with my toys. Cookie.
You're gonna make us all cry.
No, guys.
We're just strong.
You're strong, huh?
Yes. Keeping in the tears.
Amazing moments there. Now, Jeff Koinange Live would not be complete without including one man who impacted this nation more than any other in 2019. A man who wasn't even Kenyan, but who made us feel Kenyan nonetheless. A man who I was proud to call my friend.
Love it. Bob, before we go to break, and I asked you this question earlier on, but in case someone is just joining us right now, a lot of people are asking, how are you feeling? How's your health right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. The drugs help. The thing with cancer, everybody says, you're beating cancer. Actually, what you learn to do is you learn to live with it. And I've just decided to make friends with it. So, yeah.
Are you friends?
Me and my doctor. My doctor, who I don't know whether she's listening or not, is the most fantastic person in the world, apart from my wife. And she's been doing a fantastic job. So we're working through it, and I'm feeling fine. As you know, I came to see you the other day, and I was going to pick Joshua.
No, let me set this one up. Let me set this one up. He didn't just come to see me the other day. He walked.
Like a village boy.
You don't believe that. And he picked up Josh on the way, and they walked home.
Absolutely.
No bodyguards, no...
You could only confused that he was already a village boy walking to do some kind of work.
So anyway, so you arrived, and...
No, but he was surprised. He was surprised to see me walking down the street. I'm not
as active in the gym as perhaps I'd like to be. But I'm still under treatment. I mean, and you know, the whole handshaking thing, which causes me embarrassment several times a day because I can't shake hands because infections spread. So apart from that, and apart from staying away from crowds, I'm conducting a
and it's very valuable. I mean, especially for a leader like Bob, because we never talk about this kind of challenges.
No, we don't.
I mean, especially the kind of demystifying it. It looks like it's a very secretive kind of activity.
Yeah.
But with kind of right treatment, and I salute Bob very much for coming out very boldly. And more, we should see ourselves as senior leaders being able to say, this is part of life, and how do you deal with it? What solutions do you get? Many times we stay behind. It looks like it doesn't happen. But it happens every day. Yeah. And that kind of boldness, I salute Bob as a CEO in our market.
I mean, please salute my doctor and my wife.
But Bob, are some days better than others? Do you have some bad days?
We have a few of those. I mean, not bad days. Yeah. It's just days where your blood counts are perhaps not where they should be. Okay. And you feel a little bit tired. But apart from that, you know, I still make a nuisance of myself in the office. So, yeah, it's good.
And you're still around for a while? I mean, on the job.
I'll be here until at least the show is finished. And I'm rather hoping that after this audition, Bashir, I'm serious about the audition. Yeah.
As long as it's not Wednesday night, it's not Sunday night. Hussein? Well, we'll talk about that.
I'm cheaper.
Now, former Safaricom CEO Bob Collymore was a regular guest on Jeff Koinange Live. This interview was done 3 months before he succumbed to cancer on July 1st, 2019. Now, some of his closest friends, they call themselves the Boys Club, came on Jeff Koinange Live after Bob's death and gave glowing tributes to their friend and colleague.
Did not want to come back in a casket. I think that's what you were saying, right? Absolutely. You know, like new treatment somewhere in America.
He loved Kenya, and the point he made is, okay, what is left is experimental medicine.
Yeah.
Supposing I go for it in the US, it doesn't work, then I'm not able to come back. That's why he chose to be with very close, immediate family members and at home. And if you remember, he gave a plan that were he to get worse, the way the palliative care was to be conducted. You know, he had all that. He planned it all. Yeah, it was all planned.
And I still got a chance to coordinate a lot. So it's not just about his, the boys only. Right. You got a chance even to coordinate with the staff at the office, his own exco itself, his own partners that he had. He got a chance to engage. So there's a little bit about being directed about the way things are happening, and he was actually making those changes.
And I mean, let's not forget his relationship with Michael Joseph remains solid to the very solid.
No, right,
I mean, they loved each other almost.
Absolutely.
That's
amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, to take over from a giant like Michael and still be able to, fill his shoes and go on to do other things and still maintain that, strong.
And seek his advice now and then.
Absolutely.
And I think
it's just a sign of a man.
Again, I think that's the same thing. It just shows the kind of a person he was. That
he didn't have that ego.
And Michael, as we saw on Tuesday, was you could see the pain the man was feeling.
He was devastated.
Yeah, you could see the man, but that doesn't come just like that, right? Yeah. It was a strong emotional bond. I don't know if you guys remember one day, I had met Michael at Paddington, and I think he was lost in thoughts. So I had said hello to Michael, and he had said hello, but he didn't remember the face. I came and I told Bob in our boys club, you remember? No, I met Michael, but he didn't look okay. So he called Michael the day after, saying, we met with Peter at Paddington. Didn't seem to remember Peter. And Michael said, I think I was lost in thoughts. And from that day, let me tell you, whenever I meet Michael, he says, let me say hello before Bob calls me to say.
By the way, Francis Atwoli, he says, jointly, we all must write a book about Bob.
Good point.
Now, many of us lost some good friends back in 2019. We want you to take a look at just some of the few who left an impact on all of us. Take a look. a year 2019 was. And it all happened right here on Jeff Koinange Live. The highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, the best of us and the worst of us. He is looking forward to whatever is happening in 2020. Again, Happy New Year and all the very best to you, our viewers, in 2020. We look forward to seeing you every Wednesday night on the 3 letters that follow each other on the alphabet, JKLive. Good night, good luck, God bless.